As you can tell, we are in my kitchen back home in Leicester, and I noticed that I have a baking with me video, but I don't have a cooking with me video. So I thought, let's change that, shall we? And today I'm going to be making a very simple Arrabiata sauce. It's pasta sauce, but you can also use it for pizza bases. I'm going to show you how to thicken it up at the end, so then you can use it on pizza bases and such. And the good thing about it is that it's not only vegetarian, but it's also a vegan sauce, so anyone can have it. You can alter the spice accordingly to how spicy you like it. I like it quite spicy, some people might like it less spicy, but it's just really simple, really flavourful. And the nice thing about it as well is that you can change it accordingly to how you want it. So if you do want it with a bit of meat in, like it does go really nicely with chicken, you can put that in. But if you're vegetarian, you can use corn pieces. And then if you're vegan, you can use, well, there's vegan corn now, I do believe, and also you can put veggies in it. So it's a really versatile sauce, and I like to make it in big batches, so it means that I can put it in jars. So when I get back home from a long day at class, or if you've come back from a long day at work or whatever, you can come back, get out a jar and pour it in, but you know what's gone into it, because I always feel a bit weird about buying like sauces that are from a jar, because you don't really know what's gone into it, and it's like so many preservatives are having to go into it that I just feel a bit weird about it. I'd rather just make my own in one big batch. So I'm going to show you how to do that today, and also later on, like I said, I'm going to show you how to thicken it up so you can use it on pizza bases as well. So let's show you what you need. It's very simple, very easy, so if you don't think you're that great at cooking, you can definitely do this sauce and do it with justice, and it'll taste great. So I'm just going to quickly go through what you need to make a basic Arrabiata sauce, and then I'm just going to show you two little things to give it a bit more depth and flavour and to also make the sauce a little bit richer. So we'll start with the actual base of the sauce. You'll need one little carton of passata. This is 500 grams. So one of passata, and then you'll need 2 tins of tomatoes. These are actually technically different brands, but it really doesn't matter. 2 tins that are both 400 grams each. I'll leave all the information down in the down bar as well, just in case you actually want the proper measurements and things. And then we usually use finger chilies to give the Arrabiata sauce spice. We usually use 2 to 3. I'm going for 2, just because of the fact that I'm going to be using this sauce for pizza bases, it means that then we can put more spice on top, like with jalapenos and things like that, instead of making the sauce just really spicy. But I'd probably recommend 3 if you like a sauce to give you like tingly lips and like a warm mouth and stuff, but not burning your mouth. And then you just need some extra virgin olive oil, and I'll show you how we'll use that in a minute. And then we usually use about 5 cloves of garlic, 5 reasonably sized ones, so ones that are about this big, which sounds again like a lot of garlic, but the sauce is mainly tomato, garlic and chilli. That's the basis of the sauce. So if you're not a massive garlic fan, you may not be a massive fan of Arrabiata, but I don't know many people that don't like garlic, so there we go. And then 2 little optional things that you can do just to make your sauce a bit richer and have a bit more depth of flavour is a little bit of red wine. I'll show you whereabouts you put this in with the recipe, but it just makes it a little bit richer, which is always nice as well if you're going to use it for if you're going to put it with meats and things, and also vegetables. It's always nice to have a bit more depth of flavour, but again, it's an optional step. I also think paprika is always a really nice one to put in. We have smoked hot paprika, which is always nice. I'm going to be putting this in, so I'll show you whereabouts you put it in, just to make the flavour a bit deeper and a bit richer. And then also you are going to need salt and pepper, because they're just normal seasoning things, and most recipes do require them. Then you're just going to need a big bowl like this. I have a big metal one at uni, but we've just got a big like Le Creuset one, so anything like this kind of thing to make a sauce will be perfect. I usually use a spatula just because I find them a lot easier than wooden spoons. But if you want to use a wooden spoon, you can. I just think spatulas are a little bit better. Plus you're not staining them with the sauce. Then you'll just need a little knife just to chop up your garlic and your chilies. A chopping board to chop up your garlic and chilies. And a teaspoon if you're adding such things as paprika. And there you have it. That's everything you need. Like I said, it's very, very simple. But obviously, if you wish to add meat or if you wish to add vegetables and stuff, you always can. But this is just the basic sauce that we like to make. So I'll stop nattering on about it now and crack on with making it. When it comes to chopping chilies, I always just chop the top off first and then just slice them nice and thin. I also keep all the seeds when I do this. So I just chop them up into little pieces. The easiest way to get the skin off a garlic clove as well is to crush it first. So just do that. And then it just comes clean off like that. Again, you just want to chop the little end bit off here. And just get rid of that. And then just thinly slice the garlic. The reason we're not crushing the garlic is because it's more likely to burn if you crush the garlic, so it's better to slice it when it comes to making this sauce. Okay, so once you've chopped your chilli and your garlic, you want to keep them separate, and firstly we're just going to heat up some olive oil. Put your hob on just quite low. So I've just put the hob on quite low, and then I'm just going to put some olive oil in here. And that's about how much you want to use. It's probably like maybe 3 tablespoons, 2 to 3 tablespoons, and you just want to slowly heat the oil, and just let that slowly warm up for a few minutes before you start adding your stuff. But what you want to do first is you want to add your chilies to start with, let them infuse in the oil and just slowly warm up. Just for a few minutes and before you add the garlic. And then again with the garlic, you don't want to turn up the heat, you want to keep the heat on quite low, so then the garlic and the chilli infuse in the oil instead of actually cooking the garlic or the chilli. So it's slowly cooking it, but it's releasing all the flavour into it. And I'll show you in a minute that you want to press down in the garlic once the oil is heated up a little bit. Okay, so the oil's heated up a little bit more now, so I'm just going to grab my chillies. So I've added my chilies. You want to hear a slight sizzle, but not too much. This is just where my hob is. That's literally what my oil is on at the moment. So it will sizzle slightly, but not too much. And then you also want to have all of the seeds as well. It's very important to keep it nice and spicy. Okay, so now I'm just going to add my garlic in. Okay, so once you've added your garlic and it's sizzling, you just add a good pinch of sea salt and just pop that in with the oil and the garlic and chilli. Okay, so now I'm just going to add in half a glass of wine. It's got measurements on the side, so it's 125 ml, and when I do that I'm going to turn up the heat. I'm also going to add my paprika, so I'll just show you. So I'm just going to pour this in like that, and now I'm going to turn up the heat because what we want to do is we want to burn off the alcohol, but we want to keep the richness of the wine, so that's what we want to do here. Now when it comes to cooking the garlic, you also, I didn't mention this earlier, but you want to push it down like this when it's in the oil, and also you want to make sure that it doesn't go brown because that's when it starts to burn, and just let the alcohol burn off. And I'm now just going to add my teaspoon of paprika. Now to tell, oh it's getting steamy, to tell when the alcohol's burned off, the actual wine will reduce and there won't be as much liquid. But obviously you've got to remember that you've also got the oil in there as well. So you do want it to start bubbling a little bit like it is doing now, so then it reduces properly. And then now what we also want to do is we want to start adding our pepper, because pepper is a spice, so it does need to be heated. So what I like to do, we've got a pepper grinder here, so I'm just going to grind in some pepper. Because although people obviously put pepper into like season a dish, it is still a spice, so it needs to be heated to actually work better. So that's why we're putting it in now instead of when we put the tomatoes in. Another way to also tell when you've burned off your alcohol enough is also the fact that it doesn't smell of alcohol anymore. When you first put it in, you're able to smell the alcohol because it's being burned off. But now, I can just smell like really rich like garlic and stuff. And that's what you will be able to smell once you know it's reduced. Plus, it does go slightly darker in colour. As you can see, it's just gone ever so slightly darker in colour. So now it's ready to add the tomatoes. Okay, so I've just cut off the corner of my passata and I'm just going to add it in. And don't throw it away straight away, because you want to put water in it in a second and get all of the juices out. So I'm just going to put this on the side, and then I'm going to get my cans. So 1 tin and 2 tin. Okay, so while the sauce is just on like a reasonably like low heat, what you want to do is you want to get your passata and just put some water in this, about half a can amount, swirl it around so you can get all of the sauce out. Then you put it into your first tin to see all of this. We want to get all of this out, so you put it in this tin, then this tin, and then into your sauce, and then just pour it into your sauce. Now what you want to do is you want to put it on a medium heat and just leave it to simmer for about 20 minutes. Okay, so this is what the sauce will look like, basically. Doesn't really look insane, but it is insane. And now I'm just going to cook up a little bit of pasta, just one portion, just to show you what it looks like when it's all together. Hi there! Just one more little tip. When you do add the tomatoes and stuff, you may need to add a little bit more salt and a little bit more pepper, just taste it and you'll know, but because tomatoes always need a little bit more salt than usual, so the salt that you've already put in with the oil and stuff should be enough. If it's not, you may need to add a little bit more, so just taste as you go. And if you're going to add in the pepper especially and salt, make sure that it's warm, because it just always helps when it's if you do it while it's simmering, because then you can keep tasting it and just altering it to how you want it to taste, basically. So here we have it, a bowl of pasta and arrabbiata sauce. I've just put basil leaf on for a bit of decoration. It's really nice with parmesan as well, but if you try this at home, let me know. Send me some photos through Twitter or Instagram. All my links are down below. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and let me know if you want any more recipe videos in the comments down below. So I'll see you soon. Have a great week, and I'm going to go and enjoy this now. Bye! I'm back again. I forgot to mention that if you do want to use the sauce as like a base for pizzas and stuff, just let it boil a little bit longer and it will reduce a bit and get thicker. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye!